So today I asked all my friends if they wanted to help me out with a basketball shoot. All of them are busy, so I decided, fuck him, and take an opportunity to make a video by myself anyways. So we're gonna be doing some photography indoor today, and I got a creative idea. I bought the props for this about like almost a year ago. I just never did the idea. But today we're gonna be working with this. What is this you say? Oh shit, backwards. What is this you say? I know you see the jewels, alright? So basically what we're gonna be doing is trying to see if I can make these look realistic, because I got the box for $1 and the jewels for like $1. So we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna show you how I edit my pictures as well at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And see if we can produce some heat. Let's get into it. So the first thing I gotta do, as you can see clearly, is clear all this shit off my desk. So give me a sec, let me deal with that real quick. Alright, all clean. First, what we gotta do is make sure that we can see the jewels on the inside. So what I'm gonna try and do is get a light in there. I'm gonna see if I can get my phone in there or if I can get my Lume Cube in there, but somehow I gotta illuminate the jewels on the inside, because darkening my room, I got these blinds right here. It'll block out all that sun completely white because my ISO is way too high, but everything else is gonna look clean. I just need this to be lit up. So take that off. So this is the flashlight. We throw it on like this. Boom, fits perfectly. Let's see what it looks like with all these jewels on. It's not bright enough. What do I do here? What to do? If I had a second light, this would work perfectly. Because basically that looks illuminated nicely. Let me turn the ISO down so it shows exactly how nice it looks. That's illuminated nicely, but this is too dark. But let's see if I can take a picture, see what it looks like first, how I can edit it, and we'll move on from there. But this is not a finishing touch, but I'm gonna take some pictures of it. So I got some pictures. I'm not gonna show you them yet because we're gonna edit them together at the end. But I was using the 50mm. I'm using a 35 to 16 or 16 to 35 to film this right now. But I threw on a 50mm to take the pictures of the treasure chest right now. But I'm still not liking it. There's still a little bit stuff missing. So we're gonna see how we can make this picture better. One sec. Since I don't really have a good enough flashlight to get both of these sides lit up, I have my Lume Cube right over here. It's charging right now. We'll see if I can throw that in there at the end. But for now, I'm actually going to do a different idea where I kind of have like the box like on its side, like opened up, kind of like this, with the treasure leaking out, and have the flashlight on the inside and just get the shadows. That would look really cool, I think. So we're going to do that real quick. So let's get that set up. Random. Alright, that kind of works. Alright, let's close the blinds. See how that looks. Alright, that looks kind of cool. Hold up, see if we can do something here. What's going on, guys? Time to edit these pictures. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a totally separate day. I thought I could record it all at once. I did record this screen recording of me editing, but it looked like trash. So we're doing it again, all right? And we got better audio this time. I got to do this all with one hand because I'm holding the microphone. There's nowhere to get it. I'm ghetto. I don't got a stand for it. So yeah, if you guys can donate to my GoFundMe so I can get a stand for my microphone, that'd be great. But let's get into editing. So I already picked out one picture that we're gonna do, just to keep it nice, quick, and simple. We're gonna turn our attention over to my iPad right now. We are in Lightroom. The mobile version on an iPad is basically like the exact same as the desktop version. So basically, we got this picture right over here. It is a RAW right now, and it looks super dark. The shadows are really, really dark, but I also wanted it that way. I knew I could like fix it in post the way I wanted it to be. So don't worry about what your exposure looks like when you first get pictures. You're gonna go into Lightroom right away, and you're just gonna play around with the exposure. See, you can already bring back a lot of the detail, a lot of it. We're gonna take it down to this pretty much works right over here. So sorry, I don't really have this like figured out that well. If it looks weird that I'm looking down at something, it's because I'm just looking at my iPad over here. But basically, we're gonna do that with the exposure. We're gonna leave it up there, and don't be afraid if you ever have a picture that literally has your like exposure at 100%, that looks terrible. You're never going to do that. But there's times where you feel like, oh, you threw your highlights all the way to the top, but it looks good, but there's no way I should have my highlights all the way to the top. Don't think like that. Just whatever looks good, all right? Whatever you think looks good, keep it there. Some people might think this is a little too high for the exposure. I think it's just right. Actually, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Contrast, always just a little bit. Don't go too crazy with contrast. You'll lose a lot of detail. Bring the highlights up a little bit. That's why I kept the exposure down, because I knew the highlights were going to come up. And the shadows, I want to take them up quite a bit, actually. The whites, get those whites popping. Maybe bring the highlights down a little bit more. Bring the whites up. The blacks, again, blacks and shadows kind of work the same way. I'm going to be bringing the shadows down a little bit, blacks up. As you can see, I'm like highlighting a lot. Like, I'm making the photo a lot brighter, and I'm adding a lot more color. So I really like the way the blue looks. First of all, let's do our little S-curve. I know a lot of photographers always say just do an S-curve and you're good, but sometimes I don't like the way the S-curve ends up. So just kind of play with the chart by your eye. It doesn't have to be an S. See, I don't know what that is. You can call that like a little fucking parabola. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. We're going over to color. So for this picture specifically, I knew already what I wanted to do with the color. Even though it's dark and it already gives off cold vibes, I don't want it to be cold. I actually want to move the temperature over to the warmer side, because look at the blue. Look at the blue. Because orange and blue are basically like, if you look at a color wheel, they're basically right across from each other. I don't really know the color science, like proper terms, but they look the best together. Blue and orange look great together because they're opposed to each other on the color wheel. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, having these warm tones, again, it takes away from the white diamonds kind of, but it makes those blue really pop. And that's specifically why I got them. I wanted to make the blues pop. I don't really care for the clear diamonds because the blue ones they just look interesting. We'll bring the vibrance down a little bit. Saturation, again, the saturation and contrast are dangerous ones. You can play around with them, but they kind of make your pictures look a lot less realistic. So that's up to you. We're gonna do a little bit more of like a darkish orange tint. Saturation, bring it down a little bit. Luminance, a little bit higher. The yellows. Basically what you do is this takes a long time. Honestly, I wouldn't be going nearly as fast as I am right now, but I'm doing it for a video. But you know, you play around with all the settings, you go through all the colors. Sometimes you know exactly what colors are going to be there and they're not going to be there. Like, I don't think I'm going to see any like purples when I change the purple, maybe a little bit, but you know, I still go into the purples to see what the most dramatic change could be, and I play around with it a little bit, because you never know, there could be a color that's hidden in there that just changes everything. But basically, I do want to change the blue a little bit. I want to bring it brighter, turn it into this nice like baby type of like peacock blue. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, that looks amazing. No, it's definitely this dark blue. So luminance a little bit brighter, maybe that. I do want to bring the exposure back up a little bit now that I'm looking at this. Fuck, what did I just change? Let's do that. White balance tint. Yep. Exposure up. No, wait. Shadows. No, it's got to be exposure. I also want a little bit more warmth. Texture. We might take it down a little bit because you can see the cheap like scratches on the diamonds, which is not the best. All right. Clarity. We can bring down the clarity a little bit actually. Green, no, I do like green in pictures, but not that much. Maybe a little bit of noise reduction, but not really necessary. What else could I change here? Now, the way I usually edit pictures is I have a lot of presets. So basically, you just go through. I have a bunch of presets for basically different shoots that I've done, and you just add them in. So I usually go through my presets, click on each one, see if any of them look really close to a picture that I would like, and adjust it from there. But we did this from scratch, and again, I would not do these edits nearly as fast as I am right now. Let's do one more, and then we'll move on. It's going to be a lot similar to this picture. So we're going to copy these settings, take it to the next picture, which, one sec, let me get over there. All right, so this is going to be the last picture we edit for the day. Just two, you know, nice and simple and clean. What we're going to do is automatically just go over to paste the settings. So there it is. That's kind of what the picture looks like. Obviously, you're not going to keep it like this. We're going to alter it a little bit, bring down the exposure, add a little more contrast. Highlights need to go way down on this one. Exposure can come back up. Shadows, we'll bring them up a little bit. The whites a little bit higher. The blacks, let's keep it kind of the same, roughly the same. Exposure up again. Highlights. These highlights, they're a little bit too bright because the flashlight is right there in the corner, right over there. There's a flashlight inside the chest, as you guys see on the video. So it's a little bit harsh on the lighting. I want to crop this, actually. Let's do this because that looks a lot better. Actually, let's straighten it. Boom. Let's do that. Wait, let's make it a little bit bigger. Actually, come on, bigger. What the fuck? Oh, it's because I straightened it. There we go. But no, negative space at the top left. Boom. That works. That works. That works. Actually, crop it up, bring it up a little bit. Boom. There we go. The tint. Let's bring it a little bit back to colder, maybe a little more. There we go. A little bit of a pinker tint. Saturation, bring it down a little bit. Nah, a little up. Color mix. Go back to the blues. They kind of look better, like more separation with the darker version, so I'm gonna go with that. Add the saturation to that. Luminance way up. And let me also, oh fuck. Let me also bring the whites up a little bit. There we go. And that's a picture I'm pretty satisfied with, I'm not gonna lie. It's nothing crazy. Again, all these props basically took like $5, and that took me 30 minutes to set up. On my desk, got it done, boom, 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 fix the lighting, pictures, heat. Honestly, you should take a lot more time to edit your pictures than I did right now. I definitely wasn't going in for detail, I was going in for more. I want to make a short video so I can put this up. That's not the best way to edit your pictures. You take your time, throw some music on, get in the zone, you know, like pull the blinds closed, really get into it, and that's when it really becomes fun. You're gonna edit your pictures the way you really want to. This was for show. I feel like I was kind of editing with someone watching over my shoulder, which I really don't like to do. That's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is me trying to do a little editing tutorial. Not really a tutorial, just for you guys to see the way I edit. I definitely didn't teach anything here, and I'm not a tutorial guy, so thank you again for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Probably, most likely. Actually, that's kind of boring. Let's do like a zoop.